Hi guys, welcome to a Tale of Four Pandas retrospective thing where we're going to talk about what happened, what the final standings were, um, what we thought of our armies, etc., and a couple of the little bits. This was going to be a live, but then real life got in the way, so it's a recording. So don't worry, you didn't miss a live, despite what it says somewhere up above my head.
Live-ish.
Live-ish, live adjacent. So, unsurprisingly, you've got the four of us. So you've got myself, Stormshroud, we've got Claw, we've got Tam, and we've got Void. The gang is all here.
Right.
So, before we get into the Tale of Four Panda stuff, I was going to make sure that everyone out there in the internet was aware that a new Infinity novel has launched, because there hasn't been a huge amount of fanfare. So
There never is.
No, there never is. It is strange. So
Is this book 5?
Yes.
Yes, it would be book 5. Yeah.
There's 5 novels out there. And people say, there's no lore to it. There's no stories.
I knew of one. That's how it's I am.
Correction. As far as I'm aware, there are 5. It's entirely possible I missed one, but as far as I'm aware, there's 5. So
5 novels and 3 manga.
The manga I've got, they're amazing.
They are.
Yeah.
The new novel, as you can see on screen, is called Deathsong by Gabriel Miller. It came out on the 23rd. You can get it through Winged Hussar Publishing as either an ebook or a physical paperback. It's going to be coming to Amazon, but Amazon for some reason don't seem to think it's releasing until October, because they're a very small company, Amazon. They can't possibly keep up to date with everything that's going on. It's about stuff that's happened post the ceasefire with the combined army, set in Japan, with Neko Oyama as the main protagonist, from what I've read. I look forward to reading it when I can get hold of a copy. But it's out there. If you want to get it, go get it. And if you're in America, or you don't mind the shipping, there's a Warsenal bundle that comes with one of their pre-painted buildings with a bunch of unique artwork related to the story. So there's one side's got a picture of Neko Oyama on it, and the other side has something that looks vaguely like a Arigato biker to me, but my eyes are old and failing, and I can't really tell. So yeah, Winged Hussar Publishing or Amazon if you want to wait a month, and Warsenal if you want fancy terrain. Was there anything else I was supposed to mention?
No, I don't think so. Oh, like, subscribe, share,
Okay.
all that kind of stuff. Just drop a like for the algorithm.
Right then, have we all recovered from Tale of Four Pandas?
Yeah, it was ages ago.
Yep.
No.
For us, it was a while ago.
Yeah, we had kind of like a couple of weekends where we filmed everything. And, it was great.
And then a long week after where we edited everything.
Oh, very long. It was, yeah. The editing took a while.
I mean, that bit was easy.
Well, for you two, yeah.
They turned up for the fun bit and left the work to us.
Yeah.
So
That's what we signed on for, right?
That's fair. It is fair. So I sent around a bunch of questions to you guys, so you can have a think. Sort of just to talk about, so we get sort of points to talk about with regards how everything went. So the first question I asked you is, what was your standout model performance-wise? Across any of the games, just in your faction in general, what was your standout model? And I'm going to start with Claw.
Okay. Well, for me, a bit of a surprise, which is a bit of a later question as well. So both a surprise and, for me, a standout model was a Dartok. The Morat hacker character, which is this one. Don't know if you can see it. The reason being is that it's a hacker that comes with the Killer Hacker program as well, and it also comes with the pictures. So he was a real threat to everybody, as well as being a specialist. So you could put him somewhere on the board, and throwing pitches out, which scares everybody to death. And he's also an anti-hacker as well. So he's everything in one little package. He's great. And for me, that because he could push buttons, he could threaten, he could scare people off, and all that kind of stuff. For me, that was the standout unit for me. At least, surprising.
They are really good. Dartox, they're really strong.
Yeah, it's like for 18 points.
So yeah, it's a cheap points
Yeah,
base, isn't it?
comes with
And you
pitches at
can go in
EM.
fire teams.
Going fire teams, dogged. Obviously a war horse because they're all war horses, but yeah, he for me he was great. And he's probably going to be one of those auto includes for me.
That
You know what I mean?
not surprise me. I think
Yeah,
he's very popular
for
with
me he was
Warhammer
really
players
good.
everywhere, and
Yeah,
combined army players in general. To be fair.
yeah. But the Dartok for me.
Okay, Tam, same question. Your standout model.
You've got to give it to Agamemnon.
Well, he's
He
harmless.
he's just capable of doing so much. Similar to the Doctor. Obviously, he costs more, but he's bigger, he's scarier. He's got a little specialist he can detach, and he's really good at killing things.
He was
Yes,
really
I
good
can
at
vouch for
killing
that. He's very good at
Ikari.
killing things.
He was very good at killing
He
things.
was very good at killing Ikari.
So yeah, I think I'd have to go with him.
Okay, Void.
Yeah, at this point, I really want to say the Prime, but you've already seen the videos, and he died horribly in several missions. One of which he didn't even get a shot off. So on paper, I'd love it to be the Prime, but actually, I think the one that I'm going to do the same as Claw here, like the one that surprised me the most, and I won't go too far into the next question, but I think the outstanding one, I think, has got to be the Moonraker. That little bot is great. Appears from nowhere, wanders around a corner, heavy shotgun.
Yeah,
The works.
I would be afraid of that thing from now on because it
The
really is.
only weakness of the actual model itself is the person who was piloting it, which is me. And so, yeah, other than that, the model's brilliant. And the profile's brilliant as well.
Yeah, that short range in your face thing. It seemed to be like or straight there in your face. You've got a choice that shotgun or road dodge. It's just one of those horrible pieces. Yeah, so he was good for you.
And it's good in ARO as well. You just leave it in a cat because it's got a camera state as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it has.
On the Moonraker. So yeah, it can just sit there. You hold your nerve and wait for someone to get close enough near an objective. It's a nightmare.
Yep.
Okay, for me, it has to be the Daiokai. The big silhouette 5 armored samurai guy. He was an absolute star in every game, and he made it into every list. He was in the 150, the 200, the 250, the 300. He was just an absolute star, a tank to get really hard to get rid of, and he just chunked around in the board, absorbing firepower and doing damage. It was great.
I'm surprised. I thought you were going to go for your trip hammer after its amazing performance.
Oh, okay.
You mean the thing I
The trip
killed
hammer
in turn one?
may be an answer to a later question. Okay, so moving on. Second question. Which model surprised you the most, either in a good way or in a bad way? Claw.
Me?
Yep.
It was the big fellow himself. The him holding his foot in the air. The lieutenant.
Kronak.
Yeah, Connacht.
Okay.
It might be me not utilising him enough, but all he brought to the table was extra orders. I didn't feel like he achieved anything on any of my games. apart from bringing extra orders.
But he does bring a lot of orders.
And then that's the thing, and he's expensive. He brings those with you, but yeah, it just didn't.
Okay.
Once he was on the table, I didn't really find much use for him, and he was one of these units that you kind of like used when you had nothing else left. One of
I'm
those
a little
desperate units.
surprised to hear you say that, to be honest.
I just
Okay. I can
he
see the
didn't.
logic, but
Yeah, he didn't do anything once he was there. He didn't achieve any major victories, if you know what I mean.
okay.
That was just me. That was my
Interesting.
surprise unit where Konak wasn't great.
No, everyone has their own takes because I imagine my answer to this is going to be surprise a couple of you as well. So, Void, which unit was surprising for you?
Do you know what? I've gone round with this question since you sent them out, and I've come up with about 7 different answers. And every time I think this is the answer, something else pops in my head. To be honest, I think the default answer would be the Moonraker, but that's a fairly boring one, so I'm going to move on and say actually the one that surprised me the most from a bad point of view was Prime. You look at the stats of the Prime on paper and you think, oh, yeah. And it's probably just me again, that's the problem. But you put him on the table and he's a lot more fragile than he appears to be. And it's one of those when you do, I mean, yeah, he's got the BS attack with the extra strength in it. That's great. And he's got BS attack -3. But let's face it, I was facing more acts for one of them who don't care about the BS attack -3. And without access to different ammunition types, it was still a bit of a slog to take down anything heavy with that machine gun. I mean, don't get me wrong, chances are, yeah, you're probably going to win the face-to-face, but then it's just an exercise in frustration trying to chip away at heavily armored targets, and especially with my dice rolls. So I'd actually say Prime was a little bit disappointed. Moonraker was surprising for the reasons I've mentioned previously, and positive.
Yeah, I can see not having the different ammunition types would make it difficult to dislodge big, tough things, especially where they're in cover. But he'll excel at getting rid of cheerleaders and plebs if you can get him into a position where he can take them on.
Oh yeah, rampart sweeping. He's brilliant at. Unfortunately, he didn't get a chance to do that in most of my games. So
That's because we were all scared of him and didn't want him to stay on the table for any longer than he absolutely had to.
It was a bullet magnet.
Yes, he is. I mean, actually, that sums it up pretty well.
Okay, thank you, Void. Tam.
So I'll give you a better and a worse. So worse for me was the Gemma Marksman. Just doesn't feel like it does much. Like surprise attack not working in ARO is
Frustrating.
like, yeah. Like if it's hidden and it's shooting at you, you're gonna be surprised whenever it shot at you. But that's sort of by the by. You pop him out, he takes his shot with a surprise attack, and it's not as hard hitting as you kind of expect. And then he's exposed and he's just stood there getting shot. I think if I'd have had the points, what's her name?
Atalanta.
Yeah, Atalanta would have been much better. I just didn't have the points to include her.
She's awesome.
Yeah,
She's
and
terrifying.
the new sculpt's really nice as well. But for the better, Scylla, the hacker.
She's a good unit.
I think she brought a lot more to the table than I anticipated. Similar to the Dartok, like throwing pictures out, and then just standing there with a shotgun going, "Come at me." Yeah, she was much more durable than I expected, and much more useful than I thought she was going to be.
Okay. For me, it's a similar sort of answer to Tam's. Armand Lemouet was the one who surprised me. I did not think he did as much as I expected him to. I found he was too easy to be hard countered. In games I've played with him outside of the Tale of Four Pandas, he hasn't done very well at all. He gets hard countered really easily. Yeah, okay, you look at him on the paper, he's a MIM 6, MSV1 sniper, but he gets stopped by smoke, he gets stopped by albedo. Anyone with an MSV shooting back at him takes away his big survivability edge of the MIM 6. So he doesn't for the points. He did have some good moments. He has had some good moments. I will use him on occasion. I don't think I'm going to consider him a staple of the list moving forward because he's a lot of points. He's 40 some odd.
Didn't we have a sniper duel between
Yep.
the Agema and yeah? And I
I
think
believe
it was
you
just
won.
pure luck that it went
Yeah.
the way it did. We were both just rolling so badly for all the shots, I think.
But yeah, he's. I think I could get more use out of those points somewhere else. That's my thinking. Right then. So the next question is: which model do you wish you'd added to your lists sooner? And I will this time just to mix it up. We're going to start with Void.
Okay, I'm going to sound like a broken record here. The Moon Racer. Actually, to be honest, what I'd actually say is I really wish it added more. So they're AVA2, and I think if from here on in, if I'm running Torchlight, I'll be running max AVA on them, just because they are so much of a useful tool. So actually, yeah, I really wish I'd. I think I did put it in fairly early, but I just wish I'd skewed the list more towards them.
You'd done the second one as well to give you the
Yeah.
flexibility on deployment and stuff. Yeah, I can understand that. Okay. I'm gonna make Claw wait. Tam, what do you wish you'd added earlier?
Agamemnon. I think I should have just started with him and just used him to kill you all and maybe actually win a game.
And built around Agamemnon, you mean?
Yeah, rather than adding him quite late on.
I mean, he's not stupidly expensive either. He's only what 65 points, something like that.
I don't even think he was that. I want to say 58, but I could be wrong. I'm frantically trying to quickly have a look
He's
now.
around the 60-point margin.
Yeah.
But no, he's very scary. I can understand why you wanted to add him earlier. Okay, should we put Claw out of his misery and let him answer? What do you wish you'd added to your list earlier, Claw?
The Zerats. I had 2 Zerats in the end, and I think those with the -6 and specialists would have helped with missions and all that kind of stuff. So the Zerat for me was a lovely profile, a lovely model, and I think would have got into places where I needed to get to for the earlier missions. So the Zerats would, I think, would have been ideal to appear at the beginning for me.
Yeah,
they're cool.
Infiltration specialist, -6 mimetism. If you don't have a good use for the command token, sticking them in suppression fire makes them surprisingly scary as an ARO piece to stop you.
Yeah, because you're in cover, you got suppression fire, all that good stuff.
Yeah,
So
well,
I think
I can see that.
for me it would be the Zero.
Okay.
Another
really
useful
cool mini
more.
as well.
Yeah, they are nice. They are very nice. For me, it was the Trip Hammer. I had so much fun with Bob. I wish I'd been using him for longer. Bob's great. I like Bob. I don't know if he'd have done any good, but I was surprised by how fun he was to paint. And for 48 points, if I'd have included him earlier, I could have possibly moved. I'd have been moving away from the Diokai, which I ended up leaning on a lot more if I'd brought Bob sooner. So yeah, the Trip Hammer was the one I wish I'd painted up sooner. Okay, question 4. What are your next plans for the faction? Or are you going to keep working on them? Are they going on the shelf? Have they already gone in the bin like certain Shazasti army might have done? Claw, what's your plans?
To be honest, I've started adding to it, and it's going to kind of go towards the combined army as well as the other ones. So yeah, I'm still adding it because I'm really enjoying using them. Because it's my kind of army. It's like,
You have used them a lot in games we haven't filmed. I know you've taken them to a couple of events and done pretty well with them. So
mid-table mediocre. Yay.
Better than me, which is all you cared about.
To be fair, when we go to tournaments together, that is the only thing I'm bothered about. Yeah, beating you. If we're last and second to last, as long as I'm the second to last, I'm fine.
Okay,
But
Void.
yeah,
Oh, sorry. Didn't realize
yeah, I'm going to carry on expanding them and probably combine army and take them that a bit further because I've already got the Shazvasti as well, so I'll probably get some more combined army kind of goodness because I've picked up the anathematic because that's a gorgeous model, and that's lots of fun to play, especially a few more rats and a few Shazvasti. So yeah, that's where I'm going with mine.
Okay, no. Any model particularly you're looking forward to adding from a Morat perspective?
The ratio is fun. I turned up in the end, and with a 300 point, the ratio, that's cool. So yeah.
Okay. Void, what are your plans for your Torchlight?
I'm going to keep using them, so don't worry. They're not going in the bin. Shazvasti, no. Yeah, so I actually really liked it, but I think the list I built was a very generalist all-comer list, and just to sort of get a taste of everything in the faction as much as I could have released at the time. So I think my plans for the faction, I'm now going to start building some SKU lists. So I've already got a second Wrecker on the way. So literally ordered the ITS 16 special pack with the alternate sculpt Wrecker in it. So that's coming soon. I've got Jamie Urantes on its way as well. I need to, but I don't have it yet, is get the Firebat as well and get that on the table and start playing around with some vehicles. So yeah, no, I'm going to carry on with Torchlight. I'm just going to try and spread out now into a little bit more sort of SKU lists to see if I can negate my lack of tactical acumen by skewing one way or the other.
I'm glad that they haven't gone in the bin. They're far too pretty to go in the bin. Tam, what are your...
Talking about green and bin.
Oh, that's...
Yeah. I've sold my Aleph.
Oh, okay. That went
yeah.
a different direction.
I think the problem I had is obviously when we started this, it was N4. And the vanilla list for Aleph had a lot more options in it. And then like partway through, N5 dropped, and they gutted a lot of the stuff from vanilla, and it was locked to Steel Phalanx. So which is why in at least the 300 point games, I'm playing Steel Phalanx and not my original starting list. I kept as many models as I could, but the majority of those I couldn't use in vanilla. And to be honest, it kind of tainted my enjoyment of the faction. I felt too railroaded into this or that. That's not to say I
It
didn't
wasn't where you
thoroughly
started
enjoy.
heading...
Go on, sorry.
Like I say, it's not where you started heading, whether you started building the army and you kind of got redirected. So yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah. That's not to say I didn't enjoy the journey. I didn't enjoy trying to play with like mostly the same core group of models over the course of the build up and the final games. It was a very good learning experience. I really enjoyed painting them, but it just, I think, killed my enthusiasm to play with them. So I went balls deep on JSA instead, and that's where I'm going next. Feel free to edit that if you need to.
No, that's staying because that's awesome.
The new JSA sculpts are fantastic. I've played a couple of games with them, and it doesn't matter which of whether it's vanilla or the Oban or the Shindenbutai. There's just so many good options in each of the three lists, and so many cool models that I'm just like, oh, this is really good. So yeah, I'm going there, and I'm still eyeing
when
up
you get them
Tunguska.
painted, you'll have to come on the channel and get revenge.
Yes, nearly there, nearly ready.
So I'm keeping my Ikari. I'm definitely keeping my Ikari. I want to convert and paint up a leader for the band, sort of represent Security Chief Arslan, even though the profile for Arslan isn't great. I think I want to base it on the Corsan model. I've got a couple of ideas. Watch this space. And I want to play around some other fire teams. I want to try a Wu Ming fire team. But, there's so many projects, but only so little time. I cannot squeeze all of these projects into this little time. No matter how much I squeeze and push, they don't all fit. But yeah, I'm definitely keeping the Ikari. I enjoyed them a lot more than I thought I was going to.
Yeah, you've taken them to tournaments as well, haven't you?
A couple, yeah. Not with any great success, but then again, no more or less success than I normally have, to be fair. Right then, question 5. Standout moment for you from one of the games. Claw.
It was my defence of some Yuanyuans, I think. When you were bringing your Yuanyuans on behind me, and I said no. I think that was great.
What sort of evil person would bring on Yuanyuans behind you?
Yeah, you. And my little robot kind of zapping you away. That was great. It was excellent. When you brought them on, if you go back to that battle report, he brings on the Yuanyuans. That for me was brilliant. It was defeating the odds and kind of spoiling your plans, so we say.
They should
So
have
yeah,
done
that
so
was for
much
me.
better.
That was yeah.
Okay, Void. Standout moment from a game.
I'd love to have a fond memory standout moment, but I have to admit it was basically the instant kill of the Prime during the game with Ikari. At which point my brain just suddenly went, "Oh, well, what are you going to do now?" That's part of the reason the Prime surprised me that it was being quite fragile, because the way the profile set up and the way the army's set up, it's almost geared up as there is your premium gunfighter. And I kind of bought into that and believed it, and had my world shattered around me with one single shot from Mr. Lumue, of all people. So it was that game was an exercise in, right, what's plan B? Cool, that didn't work. What's plan C? Right, that didn't work either. D? I think I got to about plan G, at least about plan K or J or something like that. And eventually just went, yeah, it's a
I seem to be coming across as the bad guy here. I'm not sure I like this. This is a bad question. Tam, standout moment. Please say it wasn't against me.
You're not going to like my answers, are you?
Oh
no! So on the plus side for me, the standout moment was taking Bob out, like instantly. And seeing the look of disappointment on your face. That made me smile. But then on the flip side, the fact that you won that game by retreating into victory and the smug look of satisfaction on your face kind of balanced it all out.
Well, I think, do you know what I think? Because I was filming that battle report, I think was that when you took out Bob and he looked around and he saw you took out a couple of things, that's when the little spark of, right, I'm going to retreat to victory on this game. That was what's in it.
Dumbest rule ever.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Tam. My standout moment was the look of the switch on your look on your face from elation to I'm killing him to what do you mean I've lost? That for me was one of the most memorable moments of the games we played, because I felt very mean because I just saw the joy go out of your eyes as I said, I've won.
You are mean, mate.
I know. It was either
perfect Ikari player right there.
It was either that or healing up Bob after Void had spent like 3 turns killing him, and I just ran past with a gizmo kit and fixed him on the way past.
Yes.
So I apologise to all of my opponents because apparently I'm evil.
You are.
Oh, you're space pirates. Of course you are.
Yeah, you are what you are, mate. Just embrace it.
Embrace it. Okay, I am evil. I will embrace the evil. Right, next question. So we're going to switch away from the gameplay and the minis to the painting side of it, because obviously that's a big part of the hobby. Did you learn or use anything new painting your faction that you're going to be keen to do again? Any techniques, any products, anything that on the painting side that you used for the first time? So, Claw,
Perhaps I should have prepped this one. Bear with me.
we'll come back to Claw. Void,
Well, obviously, this is the first time I really did anything with the bases other than just paint them black and leave them. Not that it was all that imaginative. I basically had a couple of crystals on there and then dumped them in some scenics with some glue. So it was black sand and a few more crystals. I like the idea. I think I might. Well, I can't do it for the torchlight because I need to keep it consistent. But putting the crystals on, then undercoating them to the black, and then having to paint the crystals as well on top of everything else. Is like you get the model looking crisp, and you're like, oh, good, I'm finished. And then you look down at the black crystal, going, oh, I forgot to paint that. So I will continue my basing efforts. I'll probably get a little bit more extravagant and try a few new things, but I might veer away from the painting of crystals for a while. That was a little bit too painstaking.
fair enough. But no, I do think I'm biased, but I think the basing does make a huge difference to finishing off
Bases and
and to
painting.
tying a faction together.
Yeah, I'll give you that one.
Are you prepped now, Claw? Can we come back to you?
Yep. I was trying to find these. I tried these new paints. If it can, it's actually say drop paint. Like a metallic that goes through my airbrush. Really nice, and I'll probably use those again. They need a good old stir or shake with the stirring machine, but yeah, really enjoyed those. So I'll definitely use those again. I'll probably keep an eye out for some more. I can't remember where I bought them.
Probably from us. We've got.
Do you guys sell them?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Scale
cool.
75.
The Outpost, Sheffield.
There'll be a link to the outpost somewhere down
them.
there if you guys want to go and find it.
I'm sure I sold him you.
Yeah, probably. But to be honest, I just come in for a chat and you sell me stuff, mate.
As long as it's not on a street corner in a hoodie, because this conversation could go south very quickly.
It is Sheffield.
So moving swiftly on.
We are on a corner.
Cam, anything painting wise you want to bring up before this descends to the gutter? I'm going to try and keep it on track. It's a futile attempt, but I've got to try.
The painting of the minis was really easy because it was basically like just airbrushing off white, highlight with white, paint some grey and purple. Easy. It was my first time using Warsenal acrylic bases, which are both beautiful and frustrating to work with. Yeah, they do some amazing base ranges, but the fact that they come in the two halves and you have to stick them together and make sure it's lined up properly. Then you've got to put your facing markings on. It's just more fiddling than I wanted.
Could you just use the top layer on top of the normal base so they had the facing markings on it, possibly?
No, because it's a little bit. It's
some of the detail on the bottom. I've not got any, so I don't.
No. Some of them are multi-level with the detail, but even the ones that are just one level, because Corvus belly bases are tapered. The Warsenal bases are the diameter of the bottom of the base.
You'd have a.
So when you stick it on a normal like Corvus belly base, you have this weird little lip like overhang. So what I've done for my JSA, I don't know how well the camera will pick these up, is so I've just gone straight to the Corvus belly bases, which are all just done. They've got their facings marked on, and they're really nice to work with as well. Like,
okay. Cool. Thank you very much. The only thing I did I used for the first time was UV resin. I've never used UV resin before. I used that to make the ice effects on the top of the base. That was kind of fun to work with. It was also nice to do some conversion work again, because I haven't really done any conversions for an entire faction since I stopped playing the other company's stuff, which is way over a decade ago now. So that was nice, a bit of a change. I enjoyed that. I would definitely be tinkering more with some conversions going forward. So moving on from that, which part of the entire thing was the most fun for you? Did you enjoy the list crafting? Did you enjoy the painting? Did you enjoy the playing? Claw, which aspect of the
I've
hobby in this experience was the best?
I've never been a fan of list building and list discussions and all that kind of stuff. And saying, "Oh, this unit's better than this unit because it got a plus. It's got 1 point more than." So that for me is, I kind of like think, cool middle. I'm gonna use that. Or that's a cool skill. I'm gonna use that. That's how I go around it. But for me, in a Tale of Four Pandas kind of escalation league type thing, it's starting a new faction, going to the catalog online. So you go to Outpost or whatever, and you type in Morax and you see what's available, and you think, oh, that's cool, that's cool, that's cool, and you have a quick look, see what skills are with what, and you kind of like go and you add to basket, 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 and then you kind of go, ooh, she might notice that amount going out of the account. So you take it all out, and then you kind of like mess about. And for me, it's bad shopping.
So you enjoyed the retail therapy? That's what you're saying?
Yeah.
You
And
shiny.
the old joke is just don't let my wife sell my models for what I told her I paid for them.
Don't worry, mate. Got you covered on that one. Void.
Do you know what? There's the whole process is really really enjoyable. I think for me it's similar. It's not necessarily the retail therapy, although new shiny is always great. It's the excitement of coming into a new sort of faction, going, ooh, what are the strengths of this? What are the weaknesses of it? Oh, I've got some new units to play around with. Oh, that one looks cool. I wonder if I could build a list like this and build a list like this. And I really enjoyed that side of things, because obviously it then all falls apart when I get them onto the table and start rolling dice. But up until that point, it's the building the concept and wrapping my head around this new faction, the new background. I really love what you did as well with the whole giving them a backstory, Black Sun Corsairs and things like that. I didn't necessarily do it with the Torchlight side of things, but I do love that sort of aspect of it, of coming to new faction. I want to make this mine. I want to play it my way, and usually that ends up in complete and utter disasters for me. But it's still fun in the process.
Yeah, no, I can appreciate that. The hope that comes at the start of a new project, like the
Yeah,
hope
maybe
that
this
comes
is
at
the
the start
faction
of
for
a new
me.
season. Tam,
All of it,
good answer.
all of the above and more. I just love playing games. I was talking with Claude before we went live about the amount of different games I play. It makes it difficult to keep track of rules, but that doesn't stop me playing more games. It was very fun the sort of slow grow escalation thing is a very good way to learn things. I'm definitely the least experienced player out of the four of us, so for me it was a very good way to try out the Aleph Steel Phalanx stuff, play games with it against different armies, different missions, and try and figure out and see if it was me, rather than buying a full 300 point plus, playing it one or two games, and then thinking, no, don't like it. I had chance to try and figure things out and work on it as I was going. I always enjoyed painting, so any
Yeah,
excuse to paint is a good thing. And it was just great fun to hang out with you guys. and
Oh,
just play games and talk nonsense and wind
ver-
Claw up when he makes bad dice rolls and things like that.
we're very good at the talking nonsense. So for me, I specifically with the Ikari, I enjoyed playing. I didn't expect to enjoy playing them as much as I did in the games. I was expecting to really enjoy the painting and the bringing my own take to them, giving them their own name and stuff. But Ikari are vicious, and they're great fun when you get them on the table. I was not prepared for how fun they were going to be to be mean with. But I will embrace the evil because apparently I am evil, so I will embrace it and I will own it. So, last question, and I think I kind of know everyone's answer to this. Would you recommend building a faction force in this kind of slow growth way to other people?
No.
I'm going to guess that's a yes from everybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
It's the best way to do
Kind
it.
of answered this in the last answer, but yeah, absolutely.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think it's a fantastic way to do it. Always makes me think I want to play more games at smaller points values because the game plays so much differently at 150 points than it does at 300. And so
Yeah.
often we just get straight to 300 points. You get to that tournament scene, that's where you're playing 300 points and 300 points, and you're working around that. But I really enjoy the 150, 200 point games we play. They're very different. I'd be keen if people out there in the internet land would like us to do some more small point games. I'd be well up for it. So if you want us to do that, do say so somewhere down there in the comments. That'd be good to know.
And any comments, by the way, anything you want to let us know about, any suggestions if we ever do it again, which probably will. Just drop us a line on that comments. We read them all, and we do appreciate your time into watching these things. So thank you for that.
Indeed. So I don't know if anyone was following along at home with the games, but if you we do have I do have a slide with the results and the final standings table if we want to talk about it, or we can just pass on it and just say we had a great time.
Yeah, the evil people win.
Not
I
last.
didn't win.
Not last.
So going into the last games we had though, it was actually really close. Claw and I were really close on the points. Either one of us could have. It was basically whoever won our game at the end, because our game was actually the last one we played, was going to win overall. So there was a lot at stake in that game of Armory. But
And you won.
there are the final standings. The evil people did win. They didn't deserve to win.
No.
I should be, punished for killing people and retreating to victory, etc., etc. I am the villain. I know my role. Anything else you guys wish to say before we wrap this up?
I'm looking forward to using them again, and you'll probably see them when we go and do the new missions from ITS 17 that we need to kind of get together and start filming all those new missions. So my Morats will be back in strength.
I will be as soon as possible bringing my JSA to the table and the channel and doing more sneaky stuff rather than just standing there and shooting. So that should be fun.
There's
Lots
a
of
fun.
sneaky stabbing.
Yeah. Well, my torchlight will definitely be expanded then if they let the curse of dice roll bad dice.
English is
Either
hard.
drunk too much or not enough. One of the two. I'm not entirely sure. If the curse of the bad dice rolls disappears and they let me back, I might even bring them on the channel again.
With or without your bad dice, they're welcome on the channel.
Yeah, I'm not leaving the house if I'm getting bad dice rolls. I can't face it anymore.
You get to the door and roll a d20. Oh shit!
Yeah, target number's this. If it rolls over, that's it.
Today, boys.
Admittedly, I did feel for Tam in that game we had where it was usually me that misses the target number by one every single time, and the curse unfortunately rubbed off on you. So I did feel for you on that one.
Failing by one is a thing.
It feels so much worse.
Over and over and over again.
Okay, so before we give Tam PTSD about his dice rolls from that game, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for watching any or all of the Tale of Four Pandas games that you watched, and the vlogs and everything else we did. It really is appreciated. And as Claude says, we will do this again at some point in the future once our bank accounts have had a chance to recover. So take care. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.
Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please give us a like, and if you want to see more, hit the subscribe button. It all helps to keep us motivated and raises the profile of our channel and Infinity the game, bringing it to a wider audience. And don't forget, if you're so inclined, you can also find us on Instagram and Facebook. Thank you.